Hey guys, welcome to my brush lettering YouTube channel series. So in this series, you'll be learning upstrokes and downstrokes. You'll be learning the materials you'll need to learn to do brush lettering. You'll also be learning all the techniques on the brush lettering alphabet. And by the end of the class, you should be able to practice on your own. Now, practice makes perfect, so don't expect it to be amazing on the first try. But when you keep on trying and keep on practicing, you should get it and be pretty good at it. Okay, so now we're going to go over the materials you'll need. So there's a ton of different materials you could use for brush lettering, but let me start with the first things, the simplest things you can do for new beginners. So for beginners, you can use any any Crayola marker set that has a tip that can be thick and thin. You can also get some thinner Crayola markers just to help add detail, but for the brush lettering, you'll want the thicker ones. So this is an option, and I recommend this for beginners because you probably already have some lying around your house and you won't have to spend any extra money on fancy brush lettering markers. Now, if you want to get a little bit more fancy with it, you can use these. These are the Margie brush lettering color marker set. And I recommend this after you've been doing brush lettering for a while and you kind of want to get fancy with it. This comes in all sorts of colors, but I got the set. And you can find this set at Michael's or any craft store. Something else that is a cheap solution is the Crayola Super Tips. These are great and cheap, and they also work great for brush lettering. I'll show you later. But because these also have a thick and you can do thin with it as well. And these are awesome for brush lettering if you don't want to spend a lot of money. And then these are the basic black brush markers. So this right here is the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen in SB. They come in all sorts of different sizes, but I got this one. And the tip looks like this. It's pretty, it kind of looks like a brush, and you can write with, and you can do fancy calligraphy with this pen. And this is more for detail and small brush lettering. This is the Tombow Brush Artist Pen, and it has a smaller tip for detail, but I also recommend this one. You might also want to purchase a white pen, a white opaque pen, to make your brush lettering a little bit more detailed, and you can add designs to your brush lettering or outline it to make it pop. This is like when you get later into your brush lettering, you might want to purchase one of those. Okay, so these are just some extra things that you can do to make your brush lettering nice, especially if you want to do a bullet journal, because a lot of people want to do brush lettering in that. So you could purchase some washi tape, as well as the white pen I was just talking about. Those are just some extra things. You don't need to get them, it's optional. But if you just want to add some fun to your brush lettering and make it in different ways and different styles, it's a good idea. Now you can find all these supplies at Michael's or any craft store, any store you can find that has office and school supplies is a good one as well. Okay, so now let's get into the basics and learning how to actually write brush lettering. Okay, so the first thing you'll learn in brush lettering is upstrokes and downstrokes. So for this technique, I'm going to be using one of the Crayola Super Tips to show you that you can use really anything that has a thick and thin tip. So upstroke is going to go up, and you're going to use the thin tip. And downstroke, you want to use the thick strip. Now, depending on what pen you're using, it can be thicker. You can even fake it and make it thicker like that. But this is the basics. This is upstroke and downstroke. Okay. So you can print out lots of worksheets that you can do on your own, practicing the upstroke and downstroke with whatever tool you're using. I'm going to do it with this Faber-Castell one. It's a little bit harder to control, but you'll get the hang of it. And then, oops, see, I made a mistake. This one is, the upstroke is thin, and downstroke is thick. And as you can see, it makes a really nice, big, thick one. And when you have the markers, you can fake that, but the bigger ones work to make that. Okay. So next we're going to get into is the brush lettering alphabet. So you can print out a brush lettering alphabet worksheet, or you can just look at one on your phone like I have, and you can just print one of those out, and that's what we'll be learning in the next episode. So you want to make sure to catch along. But for the rest of this episode, so this is not a worksheet, but it's just a sheet that's 10 easy lettering styles. So it doesn't have to be the same style. Like, you can do all these different styles with different pens and stuff. So right now I'm teaching brush lettering, which is gonna be more like this one over here. But with these pens, you can do all sorts of designs based on your liking, just like these ones. So there is already an alphabet in these ones. This is the alphabet we'll be following today, but we're also going to be trying some other ones out for some difference.